Hey, welcome back to the Ping Pong Flix Show. My name is Chris Wong. I've got some daily genre news for you today, and none of them, actually, except for Zack Snyder's Justice League, has anything to do with DC. But let's get right into it. The first topic of the day that I want to talk about is Black Panther. Wakanda forever! The production starts. We've got a little bit from Marvel Studios. Has returned to Wakanda. Black Panther, Wakanda Forever. The highly anticipated sequel to the Oscar-winning billion-dollar blockbuster Black Panther started production on Tuesday at Pinewood Studios in Atlanta. Marvel Studios chief Kevin Feige tells Variety. Director Ryan Coogler is returning to direct from his screenplay, and Feige says that everyone from the original cast is also coming back. Without, of course, star Chadwick Boseman, who died in August of 2020 after a 4-year battle with colon cancer. It's clearly very emotional without Chad, Feige said before the Black Widow Global Fan event in Los Angeles on Tuesday night. But everyone is also very excited to bring the world of Wakanda back to the public and back to the fans. We're going to do it in a way that would make Chad proud. So plot details remain under wraps, and Feige did not actually say specifically which actors would be returning, but from the entire cast, aside from Chadwick Boseman, will be returning, and probably not Michael B. Jordan as well. We don't know what the story is, and we don't know how they would continue the legacy of it. We think that probably the sister will take up the mantle as Black Panther, but that has yet to remain to be seen. But I think it will still be a pretty sad movie. I think a very sad movie, as Chadwick Boseman was incredible and awesome as Black Panther. The next topic of the day is Zorro! Whoa! This is exclusive from the Illuminati. Zorro Reboot in talks with Fede Alvarez directing. What is this? So their sources have revealed that horror director Fede Alvarez is in talks with Sony Pictures to direct a Zorro reboot based on the book, likely the most famous Zorro book and the character's debut appearance, The Curse of Capistrano. The Curse of Capistrano, which also has been reprinted under the title of The Mark of Zorro, has sold over 50 million copies and is one of the best-selling novels of all time, making it the perfect starting point for a new Zorro. Fede Alvarez has garnered fame for his work in the horror genre, notably with Evil Dead, the fourth in the franchise, and Don't Breathe. He also took on the action thriller genre with The Girl in the Spider's Web and directed reshoots of the sci-fi action film Chaos Walking. And also, interestingly enough, Alvarez famously turned down a chance to direct to work on a Marvel film rumored to be Doctor Strange due to the lack of creative freedom he would have. And so for him actually signing up for this, an actual it's not a superhero, but a hero, pretty much the one that predates Batman and Superman, is going to be his baby. He's going to get to do whatever he wants to do with that, which is exciting, and that he might actually eventually be interested in working on a franchise depending on the characters. And what better way to step into a franchise than with a reboot where you get to set the precedent for the character and any ongoing stories that could follow. Stories that first started with Antonio Banderas in the original Zorro films. That's really cool. Back in the 90s was awesome. And oh my god, Catherine Zeta-Jones. Yes. But it's a new beginning for Zorro, a new take on it, and I'm actually pretty happy. It's not going to be any kind of weird science fiction cyborg thing that, originally there were talks about that actually happening. That would have been kind of interesting, but now we're going back to the source material and to do a really standard fare, but nostalgic and very familiar Zorro for the new generation. So, Zorro Reboot with Fede Alvarez directing. All right, I'm going to be talking more about this John Wick 4 deal in another video that's probably going to come out after this. John Wick 4, cult action star Scott Adkins in talks to join the sequel. That's interesting because, in the prior film before, John Wick 1, yeah, they were getting into a lot of more gun fu. There's a lot of gun bullet action and stuff like that. But later on, John Wick Chapter 3, they started to get into more martial arts as they hired the Raid stars, Mark Dacascos, and they had a full-on martial arts action sequences and stuff like that. Now, the fourth one interestingly enough, so if Scott Adkins joins the role, he will actually be joined by Donnie Yen and Hiroyuki Sanada. I'm starting to feel like the fourth chapter will also be martial arts centric as well. So that is interesting for that, but more on that in the genre, etc. video. This is familiar. Guess who this is? Samantha Win. You know Samantha Win, right? She was Chambers in Army of the Dead. She was an Amazon in Zack Snyder's Justice League and in Wonder Woman. She was also Man of Steel. She was one of the Kryptonians in Man of Steel. So she's definitely been around and doing a lot of stunt work, but very small, roles here and there. So I'm hoping this indie work that she's working on, a cyberpunk indie called The Dresden Sun, will actually be where she gets to act and she be a big major role for it. This did come from the Deadline Hollywood, and it said this: Samantha Win has been tapped to star in The Dresden Sun. The cyberpunk indie pick, written and directed by Michael Ryan, is said to combine elements of the sci-fi, action, and thriller genres. It watches as a high school South when a brilliant principled mercenary with a traumatic past works with an insider to steal a valued asset from Peridor Corporation called the Sphere. The Sea and Earth Corporation, vying for global dominance, seeks to find a solution to an otherworldly technology via scientist project. Meanwhile, a financial analyst who despises his job at the powerful investment firm Mutual One finds himself caught between deadly corporate rivals, financial fraud, and technological espionage, and is ultimately forced to run from a psychopathic military contractor. In The Dresden Sun, Samantha Win will play a character known simply as Z. And there's really nothing more on this matter other than this director has directed some independent films before, and you can actually search that out. You can go on IMDb to see what he's worked on. But I'm excited for Samantha Win. Hopefully she gets a pretty big role in here. And if she's anything like Chambers in Army of the Dead, she's going to kick ass. And hopefully she does kick ass. She is a stunt woman after all. And I definitely want to see her really shine in this movie. So, and also it's a cyberpunk. I mean, cyberpunk is awesome. Blade Runner! Come on! Altered Carbon, all these movies. Really, hopefully it's inspired by those movies and they can really nail down the setting. I love cyberpunk. I love that type of future, and I want to see more of that. So definitely I am all in for this cyberpunk indie called The Dresden Sun. Now we know Samantha Win was in Zack Snyder's Justice League, and Zack Snyder posted this today. Theaters are opening up. We've partnered with Prizeo to offer more chances to win tickets to the LA, New York, and Austin charity screenings of Zack Snyder's Justice League Justice is Gray Edition. Proceeds support AFSP. Win a pair of tickets of IMAX screenings. I'm going to put this link in the description down below so you can try your hand at winning a pair of IMAX tickets to a charity screening if you are in those areas. So hopefully good luck to you, and hopefully you get to watch Zack Snyder's Justice League Justice is Gray Edition on the giant IMAX screen on how it was supposed to be seen in theaters. So hopefully there's a lot of participation in this event. All right, well, let's get into the members' comments and questions now. The first comment comes from Robert Mason. Warner Brothers could make everyone happy by just saying everything is happening. Henry, Ben Affleck, everyone else is coming back. The new Black Superman is happening. Everything is happening, and just in different universes. This would make everyone happy, and Warner Brothers would make billions. But letting millions of people think that they are killing off Zack Snyder's universe is upsetting all of them, which is as a risk of losing billions. Yeah, I agree. There is a certain fandom on the side that wants the Snyderverse and only the Snyderverse. Are you going to excommunicado them? I know I was going into John Wick. But yeah, seriously, that is like losing money there. I like Jim Lee's thinking, and hopefully Jim Lee has a little bit more say in the matter. I don't know if he does, but he said it right. Snyder fans or DC fans as well, we have to share with them. We have to, celebrate with them, and we have to make sure we have content not just for DC fans, for CW fans, for whatever HBO Max is going to do, and also Snyder fans as well. We need to make content for each and every one of them and celebrate DC together. Shashank Kushwaha. Excited about Aquaman sequel focused around Necros Being a warrior society like Sparta, I think the movie is going to have an alliance between them and Black Manta against all other kingdoms combined under Arthur Curry. The scale of this feels epic already, and being underwater, I trust James Wan. And I think that, well, just for like the first movie, epic is something that he definitely got a handle on. That last battle was huge, it was big, all these things going around. He can definitely do some epic war type scale, and seeing that this is underwater, there's going to be a lot of sets, there's going to be a lot of CG, definitely epic scope he can handle, so I'm not worried about that at all. Mano Del Pec, if you know who is back, I will tell you right now that Warner Bros. Just alienated millions of people. It's not hyperbole, and when Johnny Depp wins the Virginia trial, what on earth are they going to do? By the way, the whole let's keep the abuser but fire the abused person idea is why Warner Brothers are effing worse these days. And that's interesting. Yeah, so you put out a good point, and it's exactly the kind of a question I had from the last video, is what are they going to do if something happens? And I mean, there are people already canceling Amber Heard. There's also people canceling Johnny Depp too, so there's like two sides of that. But what are they going to do if, you know, maybe it swings more towards Johnny Depp and not Amber Heard? I mean, will this situation really affect the box office, really affect the movie? And that's an interesting thing to see when the movie gets released, and I'm really looking forward to seeing how will it do. How will it do in this situation? Love how we finally get details on what Horse Latitudes is going to be. A murder mystery filled with international intrigue. I'm in. And yes, Chris, I really hope it's a Netflix film, released in theaters, of course. The more successful Zack Snyder stuff with Netflix, the greater motivation for Zaslav and crew to reach out to him and repair relations, and then greenlight a full-on Snyderverse on HBO Max. Sounds good. That's optimism right there. I love that. Just pre-ordered my Zack Snyder's Justice League now to buy 10 more after it's all out. Whoa, if you got the money, if you got the funds, go ahead and do it, David the Batman. Cry. Or no, that's not crying. That's a puking face from Amparo. Your show is a lot of fun. Please keep me up to date on the Snyderverse as much as possible. Thanks, man. Well, thank you very much, Robert Mason. Unfortunately, I don't have much of the Snyderverse information for you today, but hopefully you still enjoyed my show nonetheless. All right. Well, that is it for this today. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoy this, hopefully less than 20-minute entertainment news of genre films. And please click the like, hit the subscribe, ring that notification bell, keep this hot dog light on, and I'll see you next time.